They told me to drop the bombs on what they said was a military convoy. I was 30,000 feet up. Couldn't see faces. Couldn't see details. Just coordinates on a screen and orders from command. I pressed the button. Did my job. Came home a hero. 20 years later, a journalist found me and showed me satellite photos. It wasn't a military convoy. It was civilians fleeing the war zone. Buses full of families. I killed them all, and my government knew. I grew up in Montana, big sky country, dreaming of flying. Joined the Air Force at 18. Became an F-16 pilot by 25. Top of my class, natural talent, the whole 9 yards. When Iraq invaded Kuwait in 1990, I volunteered immediately. This was it. A clear mission. Good versus evil. Liberate Kuwait, stop a dictator. Finally, a war that made sense. Desert Storm began in January 1991. I flew my first combat mission on day 2 of the air campaign. The adrenaline was insane. Screaming across the desert at 500 miles per hour. Missiles locked. Ready to rain down precision justice on the enemy. They called it the Nintendo War because our technology was so advanced. Laser-guided bombs, infrared targeting, surgical strikes. We could hit a specific building from 6 miles up. Clean, efficient. Minimizing civilian casualties. That's what they told us. My 5th mission, February 12th, 1991. The briefing was routine. Intelligence had identified a military convoy retreating from Kuwait City toward Busra. Iraqi Republican Guard. Heavy vehicles. Legitimate military target. My job was simple. Destroy the convoy. Coordinates were uploaded to my system. I flew to the target zone, acquired the coordinates, got weapons lock, and fired 2,000-pound laser-guided bombs. Miraba, Enkid, Hawaii. Watched the explosions in my rear view. Felt that surge of accomplishment. I'd done my job, saved Allied lives by taking out enemy forces. When Primera landed, my commander congratulated me. Hell of a strike, Captain. Solid work. I filed my mission report, ate some bad chow hall food, and slept like a baby. I was fighting the good fight. The war ended 6 weeks later. We came home to parades, yellow ribbons, people thanking us for our service. After Vietnam, the country was ready to love its military again. I gave interviews, attended ceremonies, got promoted. Life was good. Then in 2011, 20 years later, I got a call from a journalist. She was writing a book about Desert Storm, investigating discrepancies in official reports. She'd obtained declassified satellite imagery and wanted to talk to me about my February 12th mission. I agreed to meet her. Figured I'd share some war stories. Help her book. I had no idea my entire world was about to collapse. She laid out the satellite photos on the table. "This is the convoy you hit," she said. I looked at the images. Vehicles clustered on a highway. Smoke and fire from the impact zone. "Yeah, that's the target," I confirmed. Then she laid out another set of photos. Close-ups, taken after the strike. My stomach dropped. These weren't military trucks. They were civilian buses. Cars. Pickup trucks. And scattered around them, visible even from satellite altitude, were bodies. If you're still watching, leave truth in the comments. And subscribe, because this gets worse. "That wasn't a military convoy," she said quietly. "That was civilians evacuating Kuwait City. Families trying to escape the war zone. Your bombs killed approximately 200 people. 73 of them were children under 12. I couldn't breathe. Couldn't process what she was saying. No. She pulled out more documents. Declassified intelligence reports. Time-stamped. Before my mission. They clearly identified the convoy as civilian, mixed vehicles, no military signatures, refugees fleeing north. "Command knew," she said. "They knew it was civilians, and they sent you anyway. They needed a show of force, needed to send a message. And you were the weapon they used." I went home that night and threw up until there was nothing left. Then I pulled out my mission logs, my old briefing documents, everything I'd kept from Desert Storm. I went through it all with new eyes, looking for proof that I'd been lied to. And I found it. The coordinates had been given matched intelligence reports that clearly flagged civilian movement. The timing was wrong for a military retreat. The vehicle descriptions didn't match military convoy patterns. Anyone who looked closely would have seen it, but I hadn't looked closely. I'd trusted the system. I confronted my old commander, now a general. Asked him, point blank, "Did you know?" He was quiet for a long time. Then he said, "Son, in war, sometimes command makes decisions that individual soldiers don't understand." That convoy was in a military zone during active combat. They were warned to evacuate earlier. What happened was tragic, but it was war. You followed orders. I pressed the button. I dropped the bombs. I killed 73 children because I didn't ask questions, didn't verify, didn't look beyond the orders on my screen. Just following orders didn't work at Nuremberg, and it doesn't work for me. I'm responsible. Not just command. Me. The journalist published her book. The story got some coverage, sparked some minor controversy, then disappeared. Nobody wanted to re-examine Desert Storm. It was America's good war, our redemption after Vietnam. Admitting we'd committed atrocities didn't fit the narrative. The Pentagon issued a bland statement about the fog of war and regrettable civilian casualties. No investigation. I started drinking heavily. Couldn't sleep. Couldn't look at my own kids without seeing those satellite images. My wife left me and took the kids. I spent years trying to find the families. Traveled to Iraq 3 times despite the danger. Told them I didn't know, that I'd been lied to. Some forgave me. Most didn't. One man, who lost his wife and 2 daughters, looked me in the eye and said, "Your ignorance doesn't bring them back. Your apology is worthless." He was right. I was so sure of American righteousness, so confident in our precision and our technology, that I never considered we might be the bad guys. I never imagined command would knowingly send me to kill civilians. My blind faith made me the perfect weapon. I'm 63 now, about understanding that just following orders is never an excuse. Can't bring back those 73 children or the 127 adults who died with them. But I can tell the truth. I can refuse to let the comfortable narrative erase their existence. I can be the cautionary tale that maybe stops one future pilot from pressing the button without asking questions. So here, that's what I am asking you. When have you blindly trusted authority and later regretted it? When did you realize that good intentions aren't enough if you don't verify the truth? Drop your thoughts below. Subscribe to this channel, because these uncomfortable truths need to be told. Next time, ILL share the story of a drone operator who watched his targets 4 weeks before the strike and realized too late they were UN terrorists. Thank you for listening to the story they don't want you to hear.